Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Crazy Pie, and in this video we're going to be talking about the top 5 best guns within Titanfall 2, and just like a little bit of a note, or like a little side note here. This is all my personal opinion. I've done some in the past that are the best guns in Titanfall 2. I'm probably going to do another one of those in the future, like in another month or two, where I talk about the top 5 best guns within the game. Not my opinion, but like factually the best guns, because some of the guns in this video aren't actually the best guns statistically. So in the future, we're going to be talking about the best guns statistically and, the facts to support that. But in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my opinion what the top 5 best guns in the game are. And, feel free after the video to talk about what you agree with and what you disagree with, because I'll definitely be able / willing to read what you guys have to say, as well as be trying out the guns that you guys recommend or talk about, agree with and disagree with. My bad. But yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video anytime, or if you are new to the channel, subscribe, as we are on to the road to 900, as well leave a like. And yeah, let's get straight into this video, guys. So pretty much I made this list. It's a top 5 list, and it's not in any specific order. I didn't want to make it in any order, because then it would just be like, it was really gonna be really hard to choose between some guns, and I feel like the list that I made is pretty decent for what I made. So coming in, really, there's no best gun on this list. These are all just the top 5, no order. They're all really good in my opinion, but I just want to get that out of the way. There is no order for these guns, so just let you know right there. But yeah, getting into the very first, or number 5th spot on this list, we actually have the Alternator. Now the Alternator is generally, probably one of my favorite guns in the game, if not is my favorite gun in the game. I do really like this gun, and it has a really good hip fire. It's very good for tap firing, it's very good for burst firing, as well as spraying and praying, as the dot in the center of the gun will stay there forever. Now, without making this section too long of the video, the only thing I can really tell you to do is try the Alternator if you have not already. It is probably one of the strongest guns, if not the strongest gun within Titanfall 2. Not talking about the other really strong guns, such as like an amped wingman or like a 1 burst with a Cold War. This gun, though, for like an SMG, for like a rapid fire machine gun, is probably one of the best guns in my opinion, and I definitely do recommend using this gun if you do not use it already. I believe it has around a 20 ammo count without extended ammo. I just tend to use Gunrunner and Speed Loader. You can generally use whatever you want. I use phase shift with pretty much anything though, and definitely using amped weapons, as it will definitely destroy enemies extremely fast if you have an amped weapons with an Alternator. B3 went on the side as well, just because if you do get an amped weapons and you have to reload in a sticky situation with your Alternator and you have no speed or phase shifts left, definitely switch to your B3 and you can one-shot the enemies. But yeah, definitely go ahead and try out the Alternator. Probably, in my opinion, probably the strongest gun in the whole game. It's insane. Alright guys, just definitely give it a shot. Guys, moving out into our 4th spot, we have the Flatline assault rifle. Now, I've recently made a video on this. I'll link it down in the end screen at the end of this video. But pretty much what the Flatline is, it's the last assault rifle that you get. I forget when you really unlock it. It's in the late 40s, I believe, or early 40s. It might be 42. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but it is insane. Now, in the January update, this gun recently received a buff. I'm assuming it's for a damage buff, because it just destroys people. It has technically the same hipfire sights as the Alternator. It's just a little bit wider and has a little bit more of like a spread because of the recoil for the gun, but the dot in the middle of the hipfire sights stay there forever, so it is very overpowered if you do learn how to hipfire with it. I don't really like the iron sights on this gun. I tend to just use like an HCOG sight for it, personal opinion though. And then once again, I use phase shift and the B3 wingman. Amped weapons with this weapon, because honestly it is just way too overpowered, and you don't even need to use it. You can use like a map hack and still just destroy enemies, but I personally just prefer using an amped weapons, as it gets the job done a lot faster when you find a group of enemies, especially because if you have like a 5-piece right there, then you can just spray and pray them all and basically get the kill off a little bit faster, and it will definitely just kill them. And you might be able to get more kills within a mag, since you are going to be killing people a lot faster with this weapon. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get on to our number 3 spot. I was getting my opinion on what the 3rd best weapon is in Titanfall 2. Remember what I said, this is not, in order, so pretty much the 3rd best weapon in Titanfall 2, in my opinion, has got to be the Spitfire Lmg. Now, this is a controversial gun, as most people don't like it, but I have loved this gun. It's an LMG, and it is really good for spraying and praying, as it has a pretty high mag size. I believe it's 75 25 if you have extended ammo. I tend to run extended ammo just because then you can spray and pray with this weapon a lot more, and it's really just a lot easier to spray and pray with this gun. It's like, it's really good at close range, it's really good at long range, and what more could you want, right? Like, you got a gun that's super overpowered at short and long range, and also if you miss a few shots, you can just spray and pray the enemy's dead with this thing. Like, it is just, it's a machine, man. Like, this thing's overpowered, and if you want to use extended ammo, you can spray and pray more, but if you feel like you're going to be a little bit more accurate with your shots, definitely I recommend going with speed loader, as it is an LMG and it has a slower reload time. But amped weapons with this thing absolutely massacres enemy pilots, and I believe I have a clip. I'll show it right now. This clip is probably one of the best clips I've ever hit in this game, or ever with this gun. I've probably hit a lot better, just haven't gotten them recorded, but this clip is insane with this gun. I believe I get like a 10, just rapid 10 kills back to back, not on the kill feed back to back, but it is still an insane feed nonetheless. Like, it is so a lot of kills, and it's just a lot of fun. So honestly, from my experience with this gun, I am loving this gun. I definitely do recommend it. I think mine's like G3, and you know, use whatever you want on it. It's still a fun gun. Amped weapons though for sure will help you out a lot with this weapon. As going into our number 2 spot, I believe it is, we actually have the Car submachine gun. Now, I've recently got this gun up to max generation. I've got it to the black camo, the stoic dark, and honestly, it's pretty good. You know, it's really good in live fire. I feel like its rushing aspect is really good. Its hip fire is really good with this weapon. It's like the triangle hip fire sight, so it's not the greatest out there. It's not like the alternators, but it still does get the job done. And I don't really care for the iron sights, but I've heard most people, and I've seen a lot of people in the game actually love the iron sights. So, you know, it could be a good iron sight. I just tend to use the ELO sight. I believe that's what it's called. That might be a hollow sight. I think it's the hollow sight. I personally just prefer that. My opinion, once again, but I love the Car. What I use on it is I use gun runner, as in live fire, I want to always be running for the enemies and killing them as fast as possible. And after gun runner, I tend to either use extended ammo or speed loader. It all just depends on the mood that you're in when you're playing. You know, if you want to, how you play, if you like to spray and pray your bullets a little bit more, if you tend to miss a little bit more shots, and if you're going for hip fires, definitely use extended ammo, because if you're trying to learn how to hip fire, you want to try and get your ammo on point and try to learn how to hip fire perfectly. But you know, if you do like, and you are really good at hip firing, and you do have the hip fire down for this weapon, then definitely feel free and use the speed loader attachment. But yeah, honestly, the Car is a really great gun. It's really good for hip firing, really good in live fire. I feel like it's part of the meta in live fire, my opinion. I like it a lot though. It's a really great gun, and that's pretty much the Car. Now, getting into the number 1 spot, probably in my opinion one of my favorite guns to use in Titanfall 2, one of the funnest guns to use in Titanfall 2, has definitely got to be the EVA 8 auto shotgun. Now, this is a great gun, and I know a few people that actually love using this gun, and a few people that actually enjoy using this gun a lot, and I've used this gun quite a bit recently. Mine's, I believe, only generation 3. I've been using a lot of other guns like the Spitfire 2, but I've been loving the EVA 8 shotgun. It is a full auto shotgun, and I keep on forgetting that it is. I always spam the trigger, and it seems to kill them fast, but I feel like it kills them a lot more efficiently if I just hold it down, and I'm more relaxed when I hold it down too. So depends on the type of playstyle you're playing. You know, I personally prefer to run with this EVA 8. I personally like to use extended ammo and speed loader. I don't know really what's a good attachment or class for this weapon. It's generally what you like to use. Like, I'll basically use anything. Depends on if you're a run and gunner, if you like to use stim. I use phase shift generally because I feel like when I use phase shift, I become so loving to it, and I'm so used to using it that I'm so used to using it in any situation that if I don't use phase shift, I pretty much just fail, and I tend to die a lot more. So I just use phase shift. Honestly, it's just so that I can basically be ready and aware and get out of the situation that I'm in if I need to, and generally it worked pretty well for me. The EVA 8 shotgun's a really good gun. It has a lot of damage, and I believe it did actually get a slight buff in its hip fire. It has its crosshairs. It's a nice circle, so pretty much if you can get the enemy in that circle, just shoot the trigger, you're gonna hit them. It's pretty accurate with that. So they did actually make the circle a little bit smaller, I believe, either smaller or larger. Correct me on that one down in the comment section below, but yeah, it is a lot more accurate in its hip fire now. Don't aim with this weapon. I feel like if you aim with it, it's not as efficient. I feel like if you need to be efficient with this gun, I'd recommend, you know, not aiming, just hip firing, because that's mainly what it is for. Hip firing, it's very overpowered when it hip fires. But yeah, really great gun. Comment down below what you guys like like to use on the EVA 8, if you use the EVA 8, I need to learn some good attachment and classes for this gun, because I tend to not use it as much as I would like to, but it still is a gun that I have a lot of fun using. But yeah, that was the video pretty much, guys, my opinion of the top 5 best weapons in Titanfall 2. Feel free to comment down below what your top 5 weapons are in Titanfall 2. I'll be happy to check them out and try some classes out if you guys leave some down there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new on the road to 900. I'll just leave a like if you did enjoy this video and if it, did help you out, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, guys.